Well, hello again, all you miniatures lovers on the interwebs. I'm Doc Eon, and this is my rambling about miniatures for Monday, the 19th of July, 2021. We're starting out with Malifaux. I finished up, well, most of all of the non-avatar figures, let me put it that way, that I'd started. We have here in the middle the rest of Sonia's crew, Sonia Creed and Samuel Hopkins. To the left we have the alternate sculpt of Sonia, and here we have the alternate sculpt of Perdita Ortega. And I think they turned out okay. I painted them a bit brighter in most cases than the versions you would see on the packaging. They were kind of boring, to be honest. Perdita is mostly in leathers because it's hard to justify anything else, but still added a few bright spots. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out, but they are not all that I finished. Wow, the cultists are coming! So, out of that big pack of middle miniatures, there were like two halves to that pack. There was these tentacle cultists, and there was the fishmen. And I finished the cultists. The fishmen is still in the works. And as you can see, I painted them in a uniform way. Same colors, basically. Same color scheme for every figure. And that sped things up quite a bit. And this is why I've finished them so quickly. And they're also speed painted, just like base coat, 2 highlights, and a wash. And that's it. Mostly. And then some cleanup work. So, and the color scheme is in blue greens or blue grays to signify water, because I think with these tentacle monsters they should be like an ocean cult, a sea-based religion of some sort. And yeah, I cranked them out. And, well, not much else more to say, really. This week's crop is 13 minis, and it's not even this week. It's since Thursday, since I did a midweek ramble with 4 more. So since last Monday, I've actually painted 17 minis. This is quite a lot, actually. Almost a record, I believe. Feeling good about that. So let's take a look at the work table and what I'm still working on. Have a little look at the stuff I have prepped and started painting. So this is extremely yellow because this is going to be all flames. So I have to base in yellow and then start working up to orange as the highlights, because of course fire is highlighted the opposite way to everything else. It's brighter at the core and darker at the tips. Here, and we've started the Sonia figure, just some undercoats, so she looks very dark. Lady Justice Avatar, also some undercoats, in this case some light ones, because these, in most images of this, the creatures coming out of her hands have been painted kind of mist-like, as if they're ghostly, as if they're spirits of some sort. So that's the effect I'm going to go for. So this is these are the darkest colors that they're going to be on them. I'm going to highlight even lighter. And finally we have the fish people and their Shoggoth friend. Now these have been, I don't know if you can tell, they're very, very dark because they were primed in a dark green, and then I have undercoated the stone bases black and all the armor and wood and weapons in a dark brown. So you probably can't see anything right now. But yeah, And the reason I chose brown, oh, now I can see something. Brown for the metallics is because these are underwater creatures. They're not going to use iron or steel weapons because they would rust. So I'm thinking they're using something like copper or bronze, maybe. I mean, they collect verdigris, but it's not as bad as the rusting of iron, which happens immediately if you dunk it in water. Yeah. I feel good about this progression. Especially the fish folk, I think I'll finish it quickly.
And my latest additions to the queue, these 4 fantasy minis by Redbox Games. A couple of warriors, a couple of, I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what this girl is holding, and I think it's a very long stem. I think this thing here is a flower, and this bit here is sticking out is the stem. And her hands are extremely tiny, but you can, if you use a microscope, you can find them. So we'll see. Again, these Redbox minis are finicky to paint because of the true scale sculpting and the very small scale of certain details. But I think I'll manage. I usually do.
Once more, it's a very special time of week. It's Kickstarter time, and the Kickstarter this time around has, well, this little symbol won't tell you anything. But it is from Westphalia Miniatures, and it's a project called The Death Knight Rises. And what did I get from that? Well, a bunch of resin figures, and with these figures came these transparent bases, which is an interesting idea. I'm not going to use them for this project. They're going in my bits box or one of my drawers for possible future use. Not sure when I'll ever get around to it, but it's an idea. So who's the Death Knight? Well, it's this guy. And the concept here is that it's a fantasy version of Darth Vader. And he comes with soldiers that look like fantasy versions of stormtroopers. You can tell from their helmets. So I got the Darth Vader. I got, I think, 3 of these crossbowmen and 2 spearmen who are more dressed like snowtroopers, to be honest. Here's the second one. And that was the basic project. Then I got as an add-on a little group of 4 minis that are also Star Wars related. It's hard to tell from just looking at these pieces, but this is the Mandalorian. And here's the robot. And here's Cardoon, and here's what's his name, the outlaw, the guy who was redeemed in one of the final episodes. Yeah, so those are like fantasy versions of sci-fi figures, which I thought was a neat idea. And yeah, I'm gonna prep these next and start painting them. Simply because I am trying, as you've noticed recently, that whenever something new arrives, I want to start painting it right away and not just add it to the pile. So that was this week's episode, at least this Monday's episode, this week's standard episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you did, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share, and join me again for my next video whenever that pops up. Just keep an eye out on the channel, and I'm Dakian, as always, signing off.